Hi everyone, welcome to CodeTav Management. Today we will discuss about the Spring Bin. So our main topic is the Spring Bin, and with the Spring Bin we will also cover the related topics as well. So first of all, what is the bin class or component class? So basically a bin is a Java class that contains state and behavior with a condition that state must be used in the business logic of the behavior, and programmatically the non-static member variable represents the state of the class. And on the other hand, you can say methods represent the behavior of the class, and it is always recommended to declare member variables as private and methods as public, so that member variables can be accessed only through the methods but not directly. So the service classes, DAO classes. So example I'm writing here. Right? So these classes considered as the bin classes or the component classes. And along with that, you can say, right, bin and component are the similar terms which are used interchangeably most of the times. And bin class is the Sun Microsystems terminology. So you also have used this bin with the Java. So Java bin is there. So component is the Microsoft's technology, means terminology. Okay. So then the question is like, what is the difference between the Java bean and the bean class? So the difference between the Java bean and bean class is that a bean class contains business logic methods, but Java bean is basically a simple class with some state, their behaviors are there, and getter setter you can see there, and it does not contain business logic. Okay, so main difference I'm writing here. Java bean basically is simple class, and it contains several their state, their behavior, right, getter setter, these things. And on the other hand, bean class, it contains the business logic, right? So this is the logical difference between these two, so that a programmer should follow. And however, the compiler will never complain that you are not following the guidelines. Okay, so in such cases, these guidelines or standards are not defined by the Java compiler. Just programmer or developer need to follow that one. So next one is the Spring Bean. So you heard about the Spring Bean, right? So this is also a Java class whose object is created and managed by the Spring container. So this is basically the Spring Bean. So basically a Java class and created and managed by Spring container. Okay, so that is the Spring Bean. And moreover, we can say any class as a Spring Bean except the abstract class and interface. Okay, so abstract class cannot be the Spring Bean or interface cannot be the Spring Bean. And you can also call the Pojo class as the Spring Bean, and Java Bean class or any other class as well you can say as the Spring Bean. So how to mark a class as a Spring Bean, right? So uh, you knew about the Spring Bean. So in order to let the Spring container recognize a class as a Spring Bean, we need to just mark the class either in the XML configuration file or by using the annotations. So I'll show you here, like there are three methodologies through which you can mark a class as a Spring Bean. The first one is using the XML configuration file. So there you can use the bean tag. This bean tag you can use in the configuration file to mark a Java class as a Spring Bean. And this configuration file provides the instructions to the Spring container to consider the class as a Spring Bean, right? And after that, the Spring container handles the whole life cycle of that Spring Bean, like loading of the Spring Bean, then creating objects of that Spring Bean class, then managing the object. So overall life cycle will be managed by that one. So uh, after that, the destroying the Spring Bean class. So all the things will be manageable. Uh, by that Spring container. Okay, so like some employee class is there. So employee class is there. So we need to represent that to a Spring Bean. So we can write in this means we can use that tag like a bean. Then ID is like here employee. Then class. So where the class is located, you need to define that one. So as random, I'm just writing some com dot um, code tab. Okay, and inside that some employee class is there, and then just end your tag. So this is the process through the XML configuration file. So next you can use as well the annotation. So through the annotation, this is one of the popular way you can say. So we can apply the component annotation in the Java class. So it is considered as a Spring Bean by the Spring container. So like we will use this component annotation, and under that we will just define that class. And inside that the body part will be there. Okay, and after that some we can use as well the Java based configuration as well. So there from the Spring 3.0, a pure Java configuration container is also provided, and XML configuration is completely removed in this approach. So the key feature in this Spring Framework's new Java configuration supports the configuration annotations and the bean annotation. This both two. Here we have used this component annotation. So here we can use the configuration and bean annotations. Okay. And using that configuration annotations at any Java class represent that Spring container will consider it as the source of the beans definition. And using the bean annotation, it tells that the Spring container that the method will return an object which should be registered as the Spring Bean in the Spring container. So for that, you can denote like this is configuration annotation, and after that public class employee config. This class is there. Okay, and inside that, like bean annotation is there, and here you can define the method. So public employee, uh, then suppose, yeah, get employee. This method is there, and then here you just return the employee. Yeah. So in this way, using the Java based configurations, you also can just define the Spring Bean. And here one thing I want to mention, using that annotations part. So if we don't specify any name, the class name with the first letter in lowercase will become the name of the Spring Bean by default as well. So in that case, the it will be employee. So however, we can provide the name of the Spring Bean as the component employee. Okay, so uh, here it will be the by default the bean will be like component, C will be capital. So at the rate component, and this bin name will be employee, employee small. Yeah. So these are the basic processes to denote. Okay. So these are three, using the XML configuration file, using the annotation, and using the Java based configuration. So next is how to configure the inheritance in Spring Bean. So there are basically two approaches to configure the inheritance in the Spring Bean. So you can use the parent attribute in the bean annotation, and also the second process is like in the XML configuration file, you can use the parent attribute. So first of all, I will show you using bean annotation. Okay. So you here need to define the parent bean configuration using the bean annotation in a configuration class. Okay. So here configuration annotation is there. So then public class parent parent config is there, right? And then uh, under this you can use the bean annotation, and then public parent bean, then suppose parent bean, and here here it will return the bean instance. So what I have told you, like by using that parent attribute in the uh, bean annotation, you can use that one. And the so using bean, this is the first process, like define the parent bean configuration. Here I am also writing the first one, like defining parent bean configuration using bin annotation. Okay. In the configuration class. So here I have mentioned I have defined the parent bin configuration using the bin annotation in the config class. And then I will do like uh, in the second process, means in the second step. So what I will do? So I will do like inherit from the parent bin configuration by defining the another configuration class and using the bin annotation with the parent attribute. So I will do like I'm just copying this part. Okay. So now this is a public class. Then the child configuration class, like child config class, this will extends that parent config which I have created here. So then in the bin, so what it will do? So I am adding the parent, and this is the parent bin. Okay. So this is the parent bin I will use. And after that, so parent bin will be in the double quote. So then the public child bin. Okay. So this will be child bin. Then this child bin method, right? So in this way, so using the bin, basically we have what we have done here. So we used the parent attribute in the bin annotation. Okay. So in the first step, we have just defined the parent bin configurations using the bin in the config class, right? And then what we have done, so through this configuration, again, we have created this child config which extends the parent config. And in the bin, we have just used the parent attribute. Okay, the parent attribute is our parent bin. So we have used that one. So this is the first process. And the second process is like using the XML configuration. Okay, so this is the second, or you can say as the another approach. So it is the first approach, is the second approach. So here, what we will do, like we will define a parent bin configuration in the XML file. Okay, so through this XML configuration, first of all, we have defined a parent bin configuration in the XML file. So here we have given the bin ID as the parent bin, and the class where this parent bin is located. We have given that one. And along with that, after that, we have just inherit from the parent bin configuration by defining the child bin configuration, this one, and using the parent attribute. So we have also used the parent attribute. So in this example, child bin inherits the parent bin, which is defined in this XML file, right? So when a bin is defined as a child bin, so it inherits all the properties of the parent bin, including its dependencies, initialization, distraction methods, all things. So however, we can also override or extend the properties of the parent bin in the child bin if necessary. Okay, so hope this is clear to you for this So what is Spring Bean? Then some frequently asked questions I will discuss. So first one is, can we take a component class as a Spring Bean? So obviously any class can be taken as the Spring Bean except the abstract class or interface. Okay. So any class can be taken except abstract class and interface. Then can every component class be Spring Bean? So no, unless we mark it as a Spring Bean, right? Next is every Java Bean class is Spring Bean. So no, unless we mark it as a Spring Bean. So we need to mark that class as the Spring Bean. Okay. Next, can an abstract class be a Spring Bean? Obviously, no. A big no. Abstract class and interface cannot be a Spring Bean. So, can a user-defined non-Pojo class be a Spring Bean? So, yeah. So, any Java class except this interface and abstract class can be the Spring Bean. Then, does every Pojo class implicitly become a Spring Bean? No, unless we mark it as a Spring Bean. Then, what all the annotations can we use with the Spring Bean? So several annotations we can use with the Spring Bean. It's not possible to explain each of the annotations. So you can check the examples. So here we have used the bean annotation, then configuration annotation, component annotation, several things we have used. Okay. So uh, so you can see the annotations there, and if you want, then just comment below. I will also make another video for this. Then what is the difference between the bean and component annotations? So basically we can apply bean annotation to the methods. Okay, so we can apply bean annotation to methods of a configuration annotated class that creates a bean. So here I have discussed. So first of all, we have given this configuration annotations over this parent config class, and inside that we have used as bean annotation for the method, right? So uh, this is the thing where bean is used. But in the case of component, so component you can see, right? So it is used to annotate a class. Here we have annotated. So also apart from that, bean provides a lot of flexibility in configuring the bean, such as setting some scope, setting some dependencies, and also initializing the bean, right? But component annotations more general purpose annotation and does not provide as much configuration flexibility. So according to the configuration flexibility, bin provides more flexibility. Okay, I think that's all for this Spring Bin. So if anything more you want, then just comment down. I will uh, just discuss about it, or we'll make some video. So again, we will meet in the next lecture. So till then, just keep watching, keep practicing, keep reading the things, and bring your doubts in the comment section. I will definitely check that one, and will make some videos, or make some text notes, and will give there. Thanks everyone.